Today I'm going to talk about how to buy a rental property step by step, from beginning to end, and everything that you need to know in between so you're successful purchasing a good investment property. First, you need to talk to a loan officer. There is no point looking at investments if you cannot buy them. Talking to a loan officer is beneficial even if you don't qualify, because they will let you know the steps that you need to take in order to qualify. Therefore, they can make you aware of the obstacles stopping you from buying real estate, which may be things like owing money on a credit card or not reporting sufficient income in your yearly taxes. Second, you need to start looking at the markets that you're interested in buying real estate in. Then out of the markets that you want to invest, I would bring that list down to 2 to 3 markets. I would recommend driving through the markets that you want to invest. This way you get a feel of the area to see if this is a place where you want to invest. After you find your market, start looking at houses in that market on Zillow every 2 to 3 days. This is beneficial because you're going to start to realize the average price of a single family, a 2 family, and a 3 family in each market. This is important because you can't take someone's word on what a good deal is. You have to know yourself what a good deal is in each market, because there are people out there that might try to sell you the most expensive house so they can make the most commission. Third, after you do steps 1 and 2, you need to contact a realtor. Ideally, the realtor that you contact has experience with owning real estate themselves. This is because they might help you with finding good contractors. Not only that, they might be able to point out defects in properties that other realtors might not be able to distinguish. Also, they might help you deal with your future tenants, and they will tell you how they run the real estate investment properties. This is important because you, as someone new to buying real estate, you need someone to guide you. Therefore, working with a realtor that knows about real estate and owns real estate is going to put you ahead of another investor that is starting off and use a realtor that doesn't own properties, because it's by talking to a realtor or anybody that owns investment properties you will learn a lot. Fourth, when you see a property that you like, you have to go for it. If you wait to send an offer on a good multifamily, then by the time you submit the offer, the property is going to be gone. So submit an offer and hope it gets accepted. Fifth, the offer gets accepted, but you're still 2 months away from closing. Now you should talk to an attorney to represent you on the purchase of this property. Also, the loan officer is going to start asking you a lot of questions and for a lot of documents, such as tax returns. It is important that you send the loan officer these documents as soon as possible, because if you wait too long, it might delay the process. Also, usually you have 10 days from when the contract was signed by both parties to conduct an inspection. I would not skip on inspection because it can save you from future issues. Not only that, it can help you negotiate the contract again if big issues are found. After about 2 months of sending the loan officer all the documents that they ask, you get what's called a clear to close, which means the loan is fully approved and you can close on your property. 6, you talk to your attorney to schedule a day to close. The day of closing, you sign the closing documents. If your multifamily has tenants, which it most likely does, you will introduce yourself to them and let them know that now they're going to be paying rent to you. Or you can stay anonymous, which can be beneficial if you ever have issues with them. I would recommend you to ask the tenants if the property has any issues that they would like to get fixed. This is to start the relationship on a good note. If there are any vacant units, then it's time to rent them out. When you list your rental, be sure to state your requirements. Some examples are credit score, evictions, and other factors. These are my requirements for my properties. Credit score above 650, no evictions ever. I'm sorry, but I'm not renting to you. I also run a background check for evictions, but not only that, it checks for criminal history, which will tell you a lot about a person. The last thing I check is that the income of the household is 3 times the rent. For example, if I have a unit and I'm gonna rent it out for $1,000, I'm looking that the renters together make at least $3,000. I'm not too strict on this. If they make a little bit less than the $3,000 and everything else looks good, then I'll still accept them. But it's just a standard that can help you when looking at how much income your tenants need to be making. Congratulations, now you're a landlord. But being a landlord is not all rainbows and sunshine. There are gonna be things that break down. Therefore, you need to save part of the rents to cover the things that break down in in the future. Most landlords save 10% of gross rents for fixes. Therefore, for every $1,000 of rent a month, they save $100 that month. Personally, I put all the money away. If your property doesn't allow you to put 10% of the gross rents in an account for future fixes, then you made a bad investment in terms of cash flow. I say in terms of cash flow because not everybody invests for cash flow. There are people that invest purely for tax deductions. Also, if a tenant stops paying rent, do not hesitate to evict them. This is why you hear horror stories from landlords about someone living rent-free in their units for months or years. New landlords get carried along by experienced renters all the time. This is how it goes. The tenant asks for 2 weeks, 2 weeks pass, and then the landlord requests the rent. The tenant requests more time, and the landlord just continues to give the tenant more time. And then after a while, it's been a year, and the landlord has not received a single cent in rent. It's okay to give people a month if they usually pay and they tell you that they're going through a difficult situation. However, if they keep telling you that they need more time, then it's time to evict them. When you sign up to be a landlord, you're signing up to evict people and everything else that comes with being a landlord. Enjoy the tax deductions from your properties and keep the house running smooth, because in 30 years, you're gonna own it free and clear, unless you use the equity from that property to buy more investment properties. But that's another topic. Thank you for watching, and subscribe to watch the next video I'm working on about how to analyze a rental property.